back to my YouTube channel. I remain your humble host, Queen B, and I'm so excited today, and I hope you are too, because we're going to talk about something very, very interesting. So if today is your first time of stopping by, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up if you like my content. And if you do not, guys, it's a free. That reminds me, please, there's somebody that's always disliking my comments. Please, I'm not saying this authoritatively, but guys, please, let's try and not dislike. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to thumbs up or thumbs down. You can just keep quiet or not watch it again, or you can, if you have my number, you can just message me and we can talk about it. Okay? So
this is the time for you to stay glued to your screen.
Yeah, before I continue, I'm gonna be saying this, guys. See, I am not omniscient. I do not know all. I'm saying this based on my research and based on the people I've spoken to and what I know. And I think they should end me about 75%.
Guys, that's a pass mark. That's an 8. So give it up to me.
The topic we're gonna be discussing is very hot. Okay. All right, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start by asking, what is love? Love is an emotional or mental or psychological attraction to somebody else, and not a sexual attraction to somebody else. The second one, love is a choice. Yes, guys, think about it. Love is a choice. I first heard this in a movie, and then about a couple of weeks ago, we invited this couple to our medical Christian fellowship forum, and then they said love is a choice. I actually thought about it a lot, and then I figured that they are actually right, because thinking deep about it, love is actually a choice. Nobody is born with love. Nobody is born with the notion that you have to love this particular person. No, you decide, you choose to love somebody or you choose to not love somebody. The ball is in your court. Okay, so in other words, love is a choice. So we're going to be getting right into the 5 signs that it is lust and not love. Sign number 1, when you feel that all you care about in the relationship is the sexual attraction, the sexual pleasures and the sexual fantasies, then it is lust and not love. Because if you actually love somebody, sex would come secondary or even tertiary. Sex is not going to be the primary target in your relationship. You're going to focus on building a life with that person. You're going to focus on making that person's life better, your life and that person's life better, instead of thinking about the sexual pleasures and the sexual fantasies you're going to derive from that relationship. 2, if you find out that you are not secure in the relationship, in the sense that you don't feel free, there is just not this free spirit amongst you guys when you guys are together, or when you guys are alone in a private place. You just find out that you're not so free. If you guys are not doing anything sexual, you don't want to do anything else, because you know the sexual attraction is the only thing that drives you crazy in the relationship, then that is lust. The third one, you cannot accept the person's flaws. Guys, acceptance does not mean you have to live with the person's flaws. Acceptance means you accept that this is who this person is without judging the person. When you start judging the person, that is lust. Because we are all human beings, we all have our flaws, we all have our negative parts. We are not perfect. There is no human that can stand here and say he has not done something wrong in the past. Just like the story in the Bible, and Jesus told them, any one of you that is without sin, be the first to cast the stone on the woman that they caught committing adultery. Because every one of us, we are all flawed in one way or the other. You judging a person based on their flaw is not love. If you're in that relationship and you keep getting judged, your partner keeps judging you, keeps referring back to your past, or keeps looking at you with one bad eye that because of something you've done in the past, my sister, my brother, because they do not love you. If they do love you, they would not judge you. And if you know that you cannot live with this thing, the best thing to do is to leave. Live, not judge the person. You can love somebody and not be able to take in what the person has done in the past, not be able to live with what the person has done in the past. If you know that you're gonna keep looking at the person with this kind of eye, with this in this type of way, the best thing to do is to leave. But do not judge anybody, because your sin might even be greater than that person's sin. What one? When you find out that you cannot make sacrifices or compromises for the person, you find out that you cannot do anything, you can't do anything to inconvenience yourself for the other person. You cannot inconvenience yourself. I'm not going to sacrifice anything for the person. It is my own, my own, my own. Everything about me, everything about me. You cannot sacrifice anything, even your sleep, you cannot sacrifice for the person, because you don't really care about the person emotionally. You know what you want. You might not even know what you want, but you just find out that there is not this urge for you to do things, for you to go out of your way to do things for the person. See, based on the biblical representation of love, love is caring, love is understanding, love is kind. Kindness means you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice for your partner. You have to sacrifice for your spouse. You have to compromise. Let's say, take for instance, I'm the person that likes texting and my partner is the person that likes calling. And then what can we do to come to a compromise for this? Okay, let's say on Mondays we're going to call, on Tuesdays we're going to chat, on Wednesdays we're going to call, on Thursdays we're going to chat. That is a compromise. You have to inconvenience yourself, even if it is something I don't like doing, but for the sake that my partner likes it, I have to do it. Then that is love. But if you find yourself not being able to compromise or sacrifice for your spouse in any way, my brother and my sister, because that is not love. So the fifth one, when you don't feel you need to put in hard work to make the relationship work, you don't feel you need to put in effort to make the relationship work, you're just like anyhow, anything goes. Let the relationship just keep going the way it's going. No fight, nothing. I don't need to stress myself. Let us just keep enjoying ourselves this way. You don't want to plan ahead for the future. You don't want to think about the future. You don't even think about the future. Not even feel you need to actually make it work. Then, my sister, my brother, that is lost, because it takes two to tango. When you're in love with somebody, you would want to make it work. Making it work means you're going to put in all your effort. It's not going to be one-sided. You're going to put in all your efforts into making it work. Alright guys, see, it's not a must that all these 5 things must be happening at once. It could be one, it could be number 1 that is happening, it could be number 2, it could be number 3. But I personally feel, and if I am in such a relationship that any of this is happening, like I said, I am gonna jackpot, because those are signs of lust and not love. See guys, like I said, this thing is relative. In some people, lust actually leads to love, but I do not think it's vice versa. Some people, sex might actually keep the relationship for a very, very long time, but that does not mean it is love, okay? And as Christians, or whatever religion you do believe in, I think the basis of our relationship should be God, love, and friendship, not sex. Alright guys, I really do hope we enjoyed this, and I really do hope we gained something out of it. Like I said, I am not perfect, I do not know all. So if you think you oppose my motion, you can just comment in the comment section below. Or if you are fine, you can DM me on Instagram and we can kick it off from there. Alright guys, so I'm going to see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you like my content. Bye guys.